Well, INEC yesterday issued a statement purported to have delisted the names of the National Executive of African Democratic Congress from their portal. And they also claimed they were acting in accordance with the Court of Appeal judgment. And the Court of Appeal judgment says, return to status quo ante bellum, which means in law, go back to the position you were before you approached the court. And what was the position before approaching the court? On the 2nd of September 2025 was when Nephew Gombe approached the court. On that day, the national chairman and the national working committee of the party was led by David Mark. So if the court has said, go back to the status you were, the court had only said, go back and allow David Mark to run the African Democratic Congress pending the decision. If this were not the decision of the court, what was the status that was challenged? The status that was challenged by Nephew was that David Mark was not the national chairman and he was the acting national chairman. And if what INEC has done now is the position of law, could it be that the Court of Appeal has issued a judgment to create confusion and anarchy? And can a court of law issue or create anarchy and confusion? Because the decision of INEC now meant that the ADC has no leadership. So the Court of Appeal's judgment means ADC, go and kill yourself. And I think there is no reasonable person that will accept that reasoning. And that is not the intention of the decision of the Court of Appeal. So what INEC has done is that INEC has proved to Nigerians that it is on a Hatchet job mission and that it is the chairman of INEC cannot be trusted with the management of 2027 elections. Simple.
So if this is the interpretation that David Mark was chairman as a status quo, and that's what imports gave right now, why did INEC now go and say that this should be removed? Does it mean that INEC did not understand or interpret the court's decision properly?
No. Professor George Amupitan is a professor of law. He's a very experienced teacher, and that is why he's also an experienced mischief maker. Because it's only somebody who knows very well that can know how to create mischief. So INEC knew what they are doing. The APC is scared of the development, the momentum being gathered by ADC. So many Nigerians are defecting into ADC without collecting 25 billion. But the governors defected to APC, collecting 25 billion. So the APC is worried. The chairman of APC was in Bauchi trying to prevail on the governor of Bauchi not to come to ADC. So it is the momentum that has threatened the APC because they have sunk so much money in defection, yet Nigerians are not with them. We can understand, but they should not set the country ablaze. That's my appeal. Because nobody is going to accept this. Nigerians will not accept it. ADC as a party will not accept it. And anybody who thinks he can take benefit out of it, he's making the greatest mistake. Not this time again.
So could this be a sign that Professor George cannot be trusted? I mean, just simple course interpretation. I mean, doing this doesn't mean that Nigerians should be scared of what he's going to do if he gives himself.
Professor George Amupitan was my teacher. He taught me law in the University of Jos. And he also taught me this principle of status quo ante bellum. He interpreted it to me. So I cannot take it for granted that his attitude now is not influenced by extraneous decision. From the decision of INEC yesterday, Nigerians are already scared. Not that they should be scared. Nigerians are already scared that this INEC cannot even conduct church elections. Because Even if you invite Amupitan to conduct church election after prayers have been said and after people would have spoken in tongues, he is not going to listen to the voice of God. His ears will be listening towards the Aso Rock. This is the situation. So Nigerians are already scared. That's why we're gathered here today.
So what's the future of this coming election for the opposition party, seeing that the APC has taken over even the INEC?
No, APC has not taken over anything. INEC had always been like that. Sometimes we have great men who makes difference. So we are not surprised about the behavior of INEC, and we are also prepared for it. The point here we are making is that this time around, 2027 election is not going to be about opposition. It is between the Nigerian people and APC, we versus them. And if the APC peradventure misinterpret the situation, then it's going to be chaotic. So Nigerian people are going to look at those they trust on party platforms and elect them. It is not going to be driven by, opposition versus it. No, it's far beyond that. Nigerians are quite clear about it. Therefore, what the ADC is doing, or what we ADC members are doing, is we are custodian of a political platform that will be offered to Nigerians who challenge Tinubu. Because almost everybody that is in APC has surrendered to Tinubu. Only ADC leaders have said no. And you can see how they ended up their national convention. The closing prayer was said by tear gas. The closing prayer of the National Convention was said by tear gas. Majority of the old people who answered Amen or said Allah Akbar there are already in hospital. Therefore, my appeal is that for us in ADC, there is no retreat, there is no surrender. If there is anybody who imagines that he has conquered Nigeria, he should revisit his marathon and check very well. He has not gone anywhere. We're not going to check it. We will give every tyranny resistance of the highest order and ensure that this democracy that was gotten by the blood of patriots is protected.
So finally, sir, I want to ask, seeing the trend of what happened in PDP, what happened in the left party, and how do you think that APC is trying to use Mr. Nafi to infiltrate the ADC and destabilize the camp?
No, I think Nafi Gombe, whether he's used by APC, whether he's used by the devil, I don't know. But what I know is that I can hear the voice of Jacob, but the hand of Esau in what is happening. If the APC has destabilized PDP and Labour Party, they are on a very costly mistake of trying to think that they can destabilize ADC. ADC is a political party that is carefully packaged by resistant elements. All of us you see in this ADC, we are prepared. Nobody joined ADC because he's looking for comfort, no. And majority of us know Tinubu and APC very well. We are founding members of APC. So we are not at all, we are not novice for anybody to think he can take us for a ride. And we know everybody in APC. We know Nurubadu very well. We know Bajabi Amila. We know Tinubu. We know Kashim. We know Akpabio very well. So there is nobody that is a stranger to us. Therefore, this idea of thinking that you can destabilize democracy to take advantage is going to consume all.